My name is Jerome Altman. I am the director of the Exodus Drum and Bugle Corps. One of the greatest things that I found was that music is always an encouragement and uplifting, and it gives the kids a chance to do great things in the community.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, we're live here at Exodus Institute. This Wednesday, it happened to be 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're giving out all this wonderful information into the neighborhood, to our communities. We just had a little health program that we did. It was a very brief thing, but it was some wonderful information about some of the things that are happening. Now we're going to get into some other things. We're going to get into some things about real estate. How this gentleman got involved in real estate. We happen to have over here, we have Gerald over here to my right, and how he got involved in real estate. He gave me a good history of how and where he came from. I hope he would be willing to give that again. And he also does classes in the neighborhood of the community, and he'll give us the information on how we can sit back and get some of these tools and some of this good stuff to get us some real estate ourselves, or possibly become entrepreneurs in this business, because it's a booming business at the time. So Gerald, would you take that mic and go ahead and give out the information that you like? You can calm down with them calls. We're not ready for the phone in yet.
Ed, thank you so much. Appreciate that information you've given on health. It's very imperative that we know and understand about our health.
Oh, yeah.
Before my father died, I said, is there anything that you would have done differently in your life? He said, yeah, I'm going to learn my body.
That's right.
And that's huge. That's huge. In learning your body and making sure you're taking the right things forward. So I appreciate that. I even picked up a few tidbits there.
Okay.
Well, as you said, I'm Gerald McQuirter. I'm into real estate. Okay. I've worked with HUD, Wells Fargo, been a broker for 17, 18, 19 years, somewhere in there. I also have been an investor. I am an investor. And one of the things that I'm noticing is that there's a tremendous amount of blight in our communities.
Yes.
We're actually losing our wealth, which is what Mama, Daddy, Big Mama, everybody bought these houses, and they said, well, when I die, somebody's going to take this house over, and they can have the money and take life to another level. Well, that's not happening.
It's going back to the bank.
It's going back to the banks, and you've got everybody but us going into these areas and acquiring houses.
Sure. Could you go and tell, because we also have youth out here in the neighborhood community, and sometimes they don't know how to get involved or what motivates them into going into that direction. Tell that story, how you got motivated into getting into this real estate.
Well, I actually grew up with my dad. He was a master carpenter, so I grew up at 5 years old. I wasn't building the houses, but I was toting the bricks and sorting out the nails and the screws.
Labor.
That's right. I mean, you got to learn from somewhere. You have to learn that. And the other thing is people, I'm also a general contractor.
Okay.
So I can go in and build a house from the ground up. And one of the things that I found with our youth is, they're not really on their math like they should be. It is a tremendous amount of math it takes to build a house. They didn't build those pyramids guessing how big the blocks were going to be. They couldn't have done it. But the way that I got into real estate here in Chicago is that I actually had a neighbor that had a problem child, and I wanted to buy their property.
Okay.
And I ended up negotiating a deal with them and purchasing their property. And as I started to do more investing, I knew I was going to need information that's generally provided by a real estate broker, and I knew I wasn't going to be true to that broker.
Okay.
So what I would do is I would ask him, hey, how much is this property selling for, so I know, where to set my mark, right? So at that time, I ended up saying, I'm not going to use people like that. I went and got my own real estate license. Once I did that, I opened up my own real estate company.
Mm-hmm.
Then people started coming to me saying, I want to do real estate. I didn't tell them at the time, but I didn't even know how to fill out a contract. So they looked at me for guidance, and I can't even fill out a contract.
Mm-hmm.
But we navigated through that. And the market crashed. Back in 2006, the market crashed. So what I learned at that point was the distressed property market. I learned about foreclosures. I learned about all of the different ways that a person could lose their house.
Mm-hmm.
I learned where these houses are. I learned how to acquire these houses. And that's pretty much what I specialize in. And
So you're saying that the youth really need to go out here and get those T-squares and the protractors and
they need to exactly.
compasses and
That's right.
rulers and all the math they could possibly
That's
do
right. That's right.
to get out here
That's
and
right.
then have a right frame of mind to sit back and to go further, because you have some classes that you do also.
That's
where
right.
you kind of help and train. Could you explain a little bit about how you train and help people to go and to get involved? Do you go up to the youth and explain this, or do you just have the youth come in to you?
I was working here on the west side with a church. They had a program that they were training youth in construction.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a certified, national certified instructor for construction with NCCER.
Okay.
And so we were coming out and we were training those kids. It was humbling for me, because the more I teach, the more I learn.
Okay.
That's the beauty of it all. But yes, you have to learn how to build a house.
Mm-hmm.
You need to know a house is like your body. Look at it like this. When you move something on your body, you hear a pop.
Oh, yeah.
You point your attention in that direction. That's right. If you're in your house and your house pop, you better look and see what's going on. Walls could be cracking, the furnace could be going out.
And they do move.
That's right. When you take and you flush your toilet or you send things down your drain, if it doesn't go out, it's going to back up in your house, right? What happens in your body when stuff backs up? You got a problem, right? It's the same thing.
Okay.
So you need to know all of these nuances. Like I said, math is huge, because, we measure things. Let's say if we got an inch. Within an inch, you can go down to a half inch, a quarter of an inch, eighth of an inch, a 32nd of an inch. And these things have to be, we're talking this about this wide.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get into it, you understand that, then you become more valuable. I mean, construction workers, and I'm veering off a little bit about the real estate, but construction workers can make, upwards of $45, $50, $60 an hour.
And that's with a union card, or do you
It's
have
a union card or without a union card.
Okay.
If you can't find nobody to do what you need to do, what would you pay?
Well,
What would you pay?
you have some jacklegs out there that you don't have to pay somebody.
That's true. We got some jacklegs, but I like to feel confident that I got really angry at a friend of mine. She's a dark-skinned sister.
Okay.
And she said to me one time, she said, we can't do the job. They're going to have to get the Mexicans to do the job. How you going to tell me my people can't do it and we have built this whole city? My people have built pyramids.
Yeah.
And you going to tell me we can't do it? Come on, man. You talking to the wrong somebody.
Was she talking about their dumbing us down in the school system? Is that what she was referring to?
She was buying into,
what she said, this drug society and all this.
no, she's buying into what society wants to plant the story, to tell the story about us.
Right.
If we buy that story, we might as well go ahead and sip whiskey with Willie Lynch.
Well, that's why we happen to have all of these meetings here at Exodus Institute, to make the community aware
Yes.
and have them wise enough to know better than what some of us sit back and think. Maybe she needs to come out and sit down and hear some of the things that we're doing here
Yes.
in the community. Because
Yes.
if they don't get the math over there, we do a music program over here where we do a little drum class and everything. We do quarter notes, 16ths, and 8 notes,
That's
and all
right.
of that, and
That's right.
30 seconds. And so we do a little bit of that math, even in the music.
Yes.
So math is very important. You know, I also tell the youth that maybe God's a mathematician because of some of the things that he did. You know, like, this is, it's real. You know, it's so even our bodies. Look at how he did things in threes. You know,
Right.
1, 2, 3, right down the feet. Got the
That's
hand,
right.
4 on the upper arm.
That's right.
You know,
That's
it's got the
right.
head, got the chest, got the lower body.
That's right.
So those things were done in
That's right.
threes. So, yeah, even he was a mathematician. So go out there, you learn your math. It's very important.
Yes, see, you're educating me right now, and I love it, man.
Oh,
I
well,
love
that's
it.
what we do
I
over here at
didn't
the
know-
Institute. We share.
I didn't know music was in
Broke down and
No, man,
oh, man.
I'm just bobbing my head. That's all.
You got the beat.
They said, what instrument you play? I said, no, I just play crazy. That's it.
Okay, well, we had enough of that. It's time for us to wake up and do something.
Do something right. That's right. Yeah.
And so, but you're here to actually give us some of that, some of
Yeah.
that knowledge that you got to carry it on a little bit further and to institute some of this knowledge that you got and to share it with those that want to move into a better field. You heard some of the money that he was talking about making, because a lot of our kids, they sit back and just look at college, but this you don't have to go to college for, that you can sit back here and grasp this off of in the little trade schools that we have in